All right, so first of all, I'm going to go over to Canva here. I'm going to close this window that we have right here. And then I'm going to open up a new one. This one I'm going to make it 512 by 512 pixels. And I'm going to click on create a new design. I don't need my image to be extremely big. I'll just need it to be 512 by 512. That will do. And I'm going to go ahead and look for an image of a journalist. Now, unfortunately, the images here are not all complete. So we're going to have to use DALL E to complete it. So let's look for journalist. Now, let's go to images. And here we have a bunch of images. We have the image of this very same person that we have used over here, except for we have used DALL E to change this image from this to what you can see over here, which is this, which is very interesting what artificial intelligence can do. So I'll just, for example, here go and look for something interesting. You know, just half, or just half a body. That's all I need. I think this will do well. So I'll just take this lady and I'll just shrink this, crop the image a little bit, click on the image, go to edit image, and I'll remove the background. Now, like I said, you can remove background using remove BG if you don't have Canva Pro, but you can also remove the background using Photoshop if you have Photoshop. And so that's the way you go about that. So I'll just download my image with no background. But first of all, let me just wait for the background to be removed, and hopefully it doesn't take away parts of her hair or something. I think they have done a pretty good job of removing the background. So I'm going to take the image and drag and drop it here. And then, of course, I'm going to have to make it bigger to fit in the space. Now you can see that as I made it bigger, they kind of got the background back, which is absolutely not what we want. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to keep it like this, okay? So I'm just going to keep it like this for the time being. And later on, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. So instead of untitled design, I'm going to say journalist, lady, image number 1. And I'm going to download this. And then I want you to go to Google here and search for DALL E. So DALL E was created by OpenAI, which is the same company that created ChatGPT. So go ahead and look for it. DALL E 2 by OpenAI. Now I have some credits left from the last payment that I paid. I think I've paid about $30 for my last membership with them. Paid for some credits, to be precise, 115 credits. And yeah, and I think really it's not a bad tool. So over here, I'm going to upload an image. Now the image I'm going to upload is this one here of the journalist lady. Now here you can either skip cropping or crop. Now in my case, I'm going to click on crop. And I'm going to click on edit image. And from here, I want to use this generation frame. So I'm going to click on the generation frame. And I'm going to put it here like this. I'm going to go to the top here and ask it to complete. So I'm going to say lady journalist. And so what it's going to do is going to complete the missing parts of the image using artificial intelligence. So I'm going to click on generate. And normally right here at the bottom, you'll see this little thing sliding in blue, which basically means that this is loading. So it's going to take a little bit of time. So now we have our first option or first proposition. Now you have 4 variations. You can go with whichever one you like. I don't like this first proposition, so I'm going to maybe try a second one. Let's go for a third. We have a 4th. Maybe the 4th is good. So let me go and accept the 4th one, except for the fact that I have to keep going now. I have to add another generation frame like this, and then I'm going to click on generate. Now here, I don't really like that they've made the color different. Okay, so so what I'm going to have to do, I think I'm going to have to do it all over again, but let me just see the results here and how they appear. Now the color is not what we want. So, okay, so here I'm going to cancel, and then here I'm going to undo, take my generation frame and put it here to pick up the color of the woman. At least we have the hand here so they can see the color just to make sure for precision that the image is not what we got on the first iteration. So stuff like this can happen because this is just an artificial intelligence tool, and it only is as good as the information that you provide it with. So you can't really blame it for not being efficient. Or now I think the white color will be extremely well with the tie, so I'm perhaps going to go with this little thing. And so I'm going to accept this proposition. Then I'm going to go add another generation frame here. Now, every time I add a generation frame and click on generate, I consume my basic credits. So I'm just going to go ahead, generate more. All right, so let's wait for the second. Hopefully the feet will show now so that I can download my image. But if not, I'll just add another frame. Now here, it's not realistic. The image is not realistic for some reason. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cancel here. I'm going to say real lady journalist. And let me just go ahead with this. So now normally they should give us a real person, because they thought that maybe we're trying to generate a cartoon picture or something. That's why they've been giving us these cartoonish designs. So here you can see finally we have this realistic image, except for she has a bag. So, I mean, yep, we're pretty much here in trouble. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cancel, and I'm going to say realistic journalist instead of lady. Let me try now. And still the problem actually persists. So I think we'll just go with, okay, so here we have these propositions. They're not really cool. Now let me take this just a little bit to the top like this. Generate now. Maybe this is going to give us a better proposition. All right, so I think this one is loads better than the previous ones. I'm going to stick to the first one here. Let me click on accept. Now here I have to go and do more, right? So, okay, so upload. Only the legs are left. So here let's click on generate. Now you can see this is not really what we want. I mean, I think we really have to switch. All right, so I'm going to make the switch. I'm going to go back here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to select another image apart from this lady here. So let's try with our guy. All right, so our guy here, I think will do well. Right, so let me just go ahead here, edit image, remove the background, then of course make him bigger as the background is getting removed, and I can use my man here. You know, I think it will do better. So I'm just going to click on apply here. Okay. There you go. I'm going to take the person, put him here. That's it. Instead of the journalist, we're going to say man, number 1. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and use DALL-E to complete the picture. All right. So let me go back to DALL-E. Now I'm going to upload this new image. We had the bad experience with the other image. As good as we tried to make it be, but it didn't really respond to us. So I'll use this frame right here. I'll put it like this, and then I'll say real picture. Let me click on generate. You can see that this already looks a lot better, right? So we have these pictures. I'm going to leave it to this one, accept. And of course, I'm going to add another generation frame to complete the legs, because the legs are crucial. And we're going to remove the background off of the image to leave only the person, okay? So let me wait for this generation. So there you go. Let me go to the second iteration. I think the second iteration is better. I'm going to click on accept, and I'm going to download this image right here. And I'm going to go back to Canva. Now, don't be surprised. I'm going to delete this image and go to uploads, and guess what? I'm going to upload my image and just remove the background off of it. Now in your case, you have to upload this image to remove BG if you don't have the pro version of Canva. So that's your solution. So I have my image over here. I can place it right? Just make sure that you select the image. Now there it is. Click Edit and Background Remover. Okay. So now I have the image of my journalist. I can take that image and place it on my website. Now that it is ready to go, apply. Now, unfortunately here, it didn't quite remove this, but maybe we can keep it, right? Maybe it has some uses. Okay, so let me just keep it for the time being, right? So, okay, so let me go back, kind of like this. We try to make it just a little bit bigger, like this. Let's crop. Let me try to put this like this. In the middle, download. Of course, with a transparent background. And let me go to the website editor, to Elementor to be precise. Now over here, I want you to pay careful attention. Click on these 9 dots and then scroll to the bottom over here. You can see that you have this intersection. Now click on it and add it below the button. And then over here, you want to go and click on this column and then duplicate the column. So now we have 3 columns. Go over here to the 9 dots and let me select an image. I'm going to put an image here and I'm going to click on that image, and there is what I'm going to add the image of my hero. So select. Now basically this is just an extra step. You can do without it if you don't want to. So if you don't want to add a real picture of a person and add an animation to it like I want to do, you can do without that. This is not mandatory, okay? So you can even skip this lecture. So over here, I've added my hero image. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it as it is, and I'm going to just align it left, go to advanced over here, and I'm going to uncheck these values, and to the top, I'm going to add a minus 250 value to get this to the top, and on the left I'm going to add a minus 200 value, and so you can see now that this kind of looks a little bit pretty good, right? So here I'm going to update, and there you go. So now let me go ahead and show you how you can add, instead of this quote, a contact form to collect people's email addresses. So we're going to be using contact form 7 to do that. So let me take you through that in the next lecture.